You're very welcome along to another video. Unfortunately, it wasn't good news for Irish golf fans last night. Shane Lowry was in contention and a chance to win at the PGA National. Would have been a massive opportunity for him to get his first individual win since the BMW PGA 4 years ago. That's 2022, or his first PGA Tour win in over 7 years. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it done. He had a 3-shot lead standing on the 16th tee where he enters the famous bear trap, and it well and truly lived up to its name. He hit an incredibly bad iron about 40 yards right in the water, and then the similar shot on 17, obviously a par 3, but similar iron shot, a very tough tee shot in fairness, but he must have hit it, as Wayne Riley said on Sky, 60 yards right of where he was aiming and into the water. And unfortunately, Nico Echeverria managed to hit this, I would say, fluky shot. He definitely pushed the shot on 17, but once he made that birdie in front of Shane, it was effectively over. And Shane, despite his good tee shot on 18, it was effectively done. He needed an eagle in order to make the playoff. Very disappointing. And I know Shane said this himself, so I'm just going to read his quotes. I'm obviously extremely disappointed. I had the tournament in my hands and I threw it away. What more can I say? That's twice this year now so far. So I'm getting good at it. I played unbelievable all day, and then one bad shot on 16, and it completely threw me for the last 3 holes. It's never happened to me before. Sorry, I'll get that up on screen. And this is from RTE. I said to Darren, who's his caddy, Darren Reynolds, how would I feel like this when I went through what I did last September at Bethpage and I got through it fine? It was weird out there. I just couldn't feel the club face in the last 3 holes after my tee shot on 16. It was strange. This was the quote that sort of floored me a bit. The hardest thing about today is that I've never won in front of my 4-year-old. She was there waiting for me, and I only wanted it for her today. I didn't care about anything else. I wanted so bad to see her little ginger head running out on the 18th green. Would have been the most special thing in the world. I thought I had it. I thought I was going to win it. And yeah, there's make no bones about it. It's devastating. He put himself in the winning position, completely threw it away. That scar tissue definitely building up, I would say. He was obviously in contention in Dubai. Dubai Invitational, which would have been just a handy one to win, given the position he found himself in on the 18th. Hit a poor iron shot, didn't get up and down, lost. And yeah, golf is hard. A lot of people are like, will leave a massive scar on him for a good while, and you find it tough to recover. And while I accept in this moment right now, it looks very unlikely for Shane to find and get over that line if he finds himself in contention soon. He's only got to look at his probably 2 best mates off the course, which are Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. Rory obviously well documented in terms of what he's been through in majors. I don't think he's had a worse choke, Rory, than that 2024 US Open against Bryson. So almost 9 months later, he ends up winning the career's Grand Slam at Augusta in the Masters, despite the fact he did his best to throw it away. He managed to get over the line. And Tommy in similar front in terms of winning, and then managed to get some wins together. So Shane's playing good enough golf, and has been over the last good while, in fairness, or at least put patches of good form like over a couple of months. I know there weren't good times last year, but I felt overall there were moments where he was like one of the best golfers in the world. So I feel he will come good. Like, it just doesn't feel like that right now. It really doesn't. It was devastating stuff, and I felt for him. I say fair play to him for fronting up and doing media. It would have been an easy thing to just not do it. He would have got a bit of criticism for it, obviously, but I think people would have understood. Same with Rory, who hasn't done media in the past, but fair play to Shane. He fronted up, and I feel that will do good for him. In fact, he fronted up. Tommy Fleetwood fronts up as well when he was going through his lean spell, and this win will come. It will. And I know I'm putting a very positive outlook on it, and people on Twitter are coming back to me saying, like, because I basically effectively said he'll come good for sure. It just doesn't feel like that right now, and a lot of people come back saying, I don't know about the for sure, and I accept that to a certain extent, but I know I've seen this in golf before, and I feel when you put yourself in these positions constantly, you will eventually get over the line. I appreciate it. He was in a weak enough field for the PGA Tour event, and he was near the top of the betting in terms of favoritism. He still was a big price. Do you know what I mean? So for him to not only lead by 3, but he was playing the best golf out there, and he looked like he had the tournament wrapped up. He made 2 bad swings. You know, I know he said he couldn't feel the club face for the last 3 holes, but watching it, he made 2 bad swings. They were diabolical swings, 16T, 17T. And look, the bear trap's the worst last 3 holes, because you have that water. So if you're playing that bad golf, you know, on a normal course with no water, you might get away with hit trees, get a lucky bounce, whereas obviously the water effectively ended the tournament for him. So look, it's hard to even say this now. It was a good week for Shane contending. He's got the Arnold Palmer invitation. He made reference to that. He's got a Thursday tea time and he's going to have to show up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I don't know if it's a good thing we've got the Players in a couple of weeks or the Masters next month. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. I don't think anybody knows. Shane doesn't know that right now. But I am hopeful that Shane can take the positives. I know it doesn't feel like this right now, even the morning after, to be honest. I hope he can take the positives that he was in contention for a good while, played the best golf of the tournament and just couldn't get it done. But that's nearly the easy part of it, you know. And if you can find some routine or somewhere to go down the stretch where you can just focus on hitting one swing, one good shot at a time. But as I said, and I'll leave with this, like, golf is hard, winning is hard. And I think Shane last night almost showed how unbelievable other golfers are at it, to be able to close these tournaments, like the likes of Scotty Scheffler, Rory when he's on form. I know he's not the best closer, quote unquote, in the world, but when he's on form, he just closes the tournament. And Shane, I'm hopefully he'll get there because I know he's putting the work in off the course, and yeah, he'll come back. Let me know in the comments if I'm being a little bit positive, because I do accept this was a hard one to take. It really was. And while it wasn't all time, it wasn't a million miles away in terms of having a 3-shot lead, 3 holes to go, and not just losing that shot lead, because many golfers have before. It was just the way he lost it might hurt a lot more than what actually happened, if that makes sense. But let me know in the comments what you think. I'll be back later in the week with another video, hopefully a little more positive. If you can take 2 seconds, hit that like button, subscribe completely for free. It will make a massive difference to the channel.